Right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're doing a complete, chapter-wise review of a genuinely fascinating piece of incoming tech called the Algo Site Proxima. If you've ever dreaded scheduling a blood test, you know the whole hassle of it all, you are definitely going to want to stick around for this one. Let's start things off with a bit of a what if. What if your next routine blood panel happened right there on your living room coffee table? Because seriously, the days of booking weeks in advance, driving to a clinic, sitting in that dreary waiting room, and then waiting days for lab results, well, they might literally be numbered. We're looking at a major shift from centralized hospitals straight to personalized on-demand care. Meet the Algo Site Proxima. It's this sleek, incredibly compact device that's built to run a core blood panel right from your home. 0 lab visits required. Honestly, it looks more like a high-end smart speaker than medical gear. And the whole thing pairs seamlessly with a smartphone app that basically holds your hand through the entire process. So, to see exactly how this works, we're doing a chapter-wise review of the whole user journey. We'll cover the home lab, phone-controlled operation, automated AI processing, tracking personal baselines, and finally, clinical oversight. Kicking things off with Chapter 1, the home lab. Just looking at its clean, minimal design, you would never guess the sheer complexity packed inside. And the best part? It doesn't need vials of blood drawn from a vein. This little unit can run a full core panel from a simple finger prick or a shoulder patch. Talk about a total game changer for anyone who gets squeamish around needles. Moving right along to Chapter 2, phone-controlled operation. Here's the crucial takeaway. The entire testing process is stripped down to just a few insanely simple steps, all run right from your smartphone. First, you pop a single-use cartridge into the machine. Next, the device automatically links up via Bluetooth. And then you just hit run and wait for your results. No confusing dials on the machine itself, your phone runs the whole show. And the app itself is super intuitive. It actively guides you step by step, giving you crystal clear visual instructions, like literally showing you exactly how to insert the cartridge. It takes away all the guesswork, meaning you don't need any medical or technical background whatsoever to use this thing properly. But this is where the engineering really blows me away. Traditional medical tech physically ties you to a hospital grid. They need mains power and broadband. But the Proxima, it can run totally off-grid. We're talking running off a basic power bank and pinging data over Wi-Fi, Ethernet, 5G, or even 4G. You could theoretically run a full blood panel from a tent out in the woods. You know, just in case you really need to check your cholesterol while camping. Let's roll into Chapter 3, automated AI processing. Getting the sample is only half the magic. Once that cartridge is in, the machine totally takes over with an automated dual sensor read. Basically, 2 incredibly sensitive sensors work together to capture the raw biological signal from that tiny little drop of blood. It's a built-in redundancy that guarantees pinpoint accuracy right from the start. And the turnaround time? Honestly, it's pretty staggering. 20 minutes. That's it. In just 20 minutes, the system's built-in AI chews through that raw, dual-sensor data and translates it into actual, readable biological values. Think about how it works today. You might wait days, maybe sweating through an entire weekend, to get an answer to a health concern. This tech condenses all that waiting room anxiety down to the length of a sitcom episode. Which brings us to Chapter 4, tracking personal baselines. Now, this right here, this is arguably the biggest medical breakthrough we're talking about today. Traditionally, your blood gets compared against a generic normal range based on millions of strangers. But Proxima tracks personal baselines. It compares each new test against your own historical data. It literally learns what's uniquely normal for your specific body. Why does that matter? Well, it's absolutely crucial for preventative care. What's considered normal for the general public might actually be totally out of whack for you. By tracking your unique baseline, doctors can flag tiny, potentially dangerous changes way earlier than they could using those broad averages. It takes medicine from being reactive to being incredibly proactive. Finally, Chapter 5, clinical oversight. Just to be clear, this isn't some flashy wellness gimmick. Your data gets beamed directly and securely to a specialized clinician dashboard. This guarantees that real medical professionals stay at the absolute core of the process. Your doctor gets a bird's-eye view of your device's status and your recent testing history, all at a glance. So the actual workflow looks like this. Your data flows straight to that dashboard. Your clinician reviews your numbers, specifically looking at your personal baselines. From there, your doctor is completely in the driver's seat. They decide what results get pushed back to your app, and whether you need a quick telehealth chat or an in-person visit. You get all the convenience of home testing, but with a safety net of total medical oversight. With all that professional oversight perfectly baked into the system, hitting that simple start button on your phone effectively bridges the massive gap between everyday life and advanced healthcare. It takes a process that used to be intimidating and physically restrictive and shrinks it down to a tap on a screen. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this to chew on. If you had the power to check your internal biology in 20 minutes from your couch, knowing your doctor's virtually right there with you, how would on-demand personal baseline tracking change the way you manage your own health? It is a wild future to think about, and it looks like it's knocking on our door right now. Thanks for hanging out with me for this deep dive.